Welcome back to Rusty Holler Garage. On today's episode, we're going to introduce you to one of the family members of Rusty Holler Garage. I'd like to introduce you to our 2019 Jeep JL. It has the came with the Moab package, which I'm pretty proud of. It's a little bit more of a rare package that you see. You see more of the Rubicons and all those, but you don't see many of the Moabs, which now the 2026 you're starting to see some of those on the road, which I would love to have with that 426 Hemi. That was not 426, I'm sorry, 392 Hemi. I was thinking old school, but that would be a dream of mine to have that, and maybe one day we can put a 392 in this, but that's way down the road and a different story. So but today we're going to just do simple maintenance. We're going to talk about why I like Jeep. We're going to talk about what made me buy a Jeep to start with, and then we'll just talk about the fun that we have, where we go, what we do, what we enjoy the most about it. So we'll just do that today, but right now we're going to change the oil in it, and as I do that, we'll just talk about those things, and I hope you can stick around and watch it all the way through. I'm pretty proud of my Jeep here, and just want to share it all with you all, and we'll talk about how what it was like when I bought it. I haven't done a lot to this Jeep because it had a lot of these options on it, but we'll talk about those as we get into this. Hope you stick around and check it out with us. All right, pull this plug out and we'll get this thing to draining it. Put that in tight the last time. I guess that's the way you're supposed to do it. One thing about the Jeep I will tell you, since I'm laying under here and have all this room, when I bought it, it has a, well, it was already under it, a lift. I am not 100% sure how much, but it's at least 2.5. It might be 3. Somewhere in that neighborhood is the lift it has. And like I said, it had already been done when I bought it. And it's a, so that helps out. I don't have to get no ramps, no jack stands, no lift. I can just lay down and get right to it. We'll let that drain for a little bit, and while we're letting it drain, I'm gonna do a walk around and I'll let you see the rest of it. But we'll get this part started here and I'll let this finish draining. All right, we'll do a little walk around here and let you see the outside. Just kind of go over some things I've done. As you can tell, I don't use a creeper. Those are the best to use, man, when you're crawling under a vehicle. But anyway, that's beside the point. This and it came with the lift, like I said earlier when I bought it, and it had the Falcon shocks, adjustables. The inner fenders have been changed, so you can't see the adjuster. I'd like to get those inner fenders where this part is exposed. That way you can adjust on the fly and tune those shocks. They're a little harder to do on the front, as you'll see when we get back to the back. I can get to those, and they see here, it's easy access on the back. But I did put the wheels and tires on it. When I bought it, it had the factory wheels, and it had 35s on it and a real rough looking tire. So I changed those over to the Mickey Thompson Baja Boss and put a set of Icon wheels on it. They're dirty right now, so excuse my wash job here. It hasn't been done. I need to do that, and so it's a little bit on the dirty side, but it and then I did put this back bumper on. and I done the spare tire delete, and that way the front bumper matches the back. So I'll show you that here in a minute. Because when I bought it, it had the Smitty built XRC on the front. So I just didn't like it not matching. So I bought the rear. That way everything matches up good. But it's the 4 doors are a lot more roomy. We have another Jeep, and I'll introduce that one later at another time. But the 4 doors are a lot more roomy. You have storage space and room to put things. And as you can see, I've got all my Rhino USA recovery gear ready to go, just in case. This was a neat little thing I bought off of Amazon that holds your fire extinguisher on the roll bar. I liked that, and I liked having a fire extinguisher with me, but it was it wasn't that much. So I bought one each for the Jeeps, and then this company here, I bought the cover last year at the Jeep Invasion. Oasis Trail Boss, no, I'm sorry, Trail Gear Oasis. Sorry about that, but it's Trail Gear Oasis. That's the cover where you pull over when we have the top off, which is very nice. Get caught in rain, you can at least cover it up and won't get caught in it so bad. But and then one thing about this Moab edition that I liked was the leather interior. I'm a big fan of leather interior. That was one of the reasons I was drawn to it. Was the leather. I was looking at several at the time, but this one here just I chose this one. I like the color. Color is one thing. I'm a gray and black type of vehicle owner. That's what I like to have, and so really like the color, and then the leather, and it already had a lift, and those things were important to me. And so I mean, I've done a little bit to it. I've put these new fenders on. What was on it before, one side was broke, and so I fixed that by putting a new set on. And I chose to go with this set here. These are rough country. I could use a factory style light in it, and I like those. It gives it that factory look, but it also has the high clearance fender flare, so to speak, and that helps out a lot if you're doing any off-roading. And I don't do a lot of off-roading, but I can if it comes down to it. There's the front bumper. This was already on the Jeep, worn, 10,000 pound, was already there, and see, that's an XRC, matches the rear. That helps out my OCD. I like to have things that match, and it just looks better, I think. One thing is I do want to change at some point is these rock sliders. I do not like how you can see that gap right there. I'm not a fan of that. These are Weston. They're nice rock sliders, steps, whatever you want to call them. They have a good look to them, but they set too low. I'd prefer this gap right here to be closed. So that is one thing that's on my list to do to this, is get another set that hugs this bottom a lot tighter and get them up some. I think that would be a better look for it. But in time to come, that'll get changed. But if you see, they're not like the first ones I had. I've had I think this is number, I forget what number Jeep, 5th or 6th Jeep I've had. But I went for a very long time without a Jeep. I went about 20 years without one, and was really disappointed that I did. After I bought this one, I was pretty disappointed that I went that many years without one. They're so much fun to drive, and so many things you can do with them, with shows and events, and off-roading, all the different things that they bring you, that Jeep can do, that it's just out there. It's provided for you just owning a vehicle, and it's pretty amazing. It's not many vehicles that will do and has those things about them that you can go and do like Jeep does, with all the amount of shows around and big events like Jeep Beach and the Jeep Invasion, and even the smaller shows are a lot of fun as well. That we enjoy doing. This year we did attend the Jeep Beach, which was a lot of fun. We really thoroughly enjoyed that. And then we went to the show they had in Maggie Valley. It's Maggie Valley Jeep Fest, and that was a lot of fun. They had a good number of vendors there. They had a lot of Jeeps there. There was in a show, and then they had the glow ride that evening. So it was a lot of fun, and we just spent the one day, this Saturday there of the show, but it was a good time, and we'll do that again. It was enough fun to do that. And then earlier in the year we went on the freeze out ride, where we went through Cades Cove, and that was a lot of fun as well. So if you're in and around Sevier County, Tennessee, we will be at those shows, and you'll be able to catch us there. And hopefully you'll be able to see us at the Jeep Invasion coming up in August. We'll definitely be there for that show as well. All right, so I guess we're about ready to put a drain plug back in and get some oil poured back in it. So let me get the hood raised, and we'll start getting that done. All right, we got a drain plug back in. Time to change the filter. All the vehicles I've ever owned, I've always chose to go with factory stuff. When it comes to filters and all that. I don't think that's something you have to do. It's just something I just feel like that I want to do. And like on this, I'll use the Mopar filter, and some people say it's no big deal what you use, but on Chevrolet, I've always used AC Delco, which, to be quite honest, they're probably all made in the same factory. But just something I've always done and prefer to do. So if you change the on oil, just remember it's a 24 millimeter for that there. One good thing about this, you just tighten it down until it quits. That's it. When you hear that noise, you know you're done. I know there's some options out there that I've been reading about, where you change. It basically is like a check valve in there that holds the oil on the top of the motor. That's one of my things I don't like about this, is all the oil just drains right back to the pan, so you get that little bit of a rattle when you on a cold start. One thing I have found that I do is I don't wait till it's 100% before it says, well, 0% on the oil change. I don't go that far. I'm usually hitting it between 40 and 50%. I change the oil. Seems to me I get less of that cold start rattle, so to speak. And that's seems to work a little bit better for it. But I do want to get a little more information on this check valve filter housing, I think is what they call it. And comment below if that's something that you've done. What brand did you go with? And I'll do this myself, so let me know. Did you do it, or did you have somebody do it? If you did do it, how much of a job is it? I'd be really curious. I do all my work myself, and I'll tackle just about anything. I'm not afraid to do anything. Of course, I'm gonna do some research before I do, and I'll spend a lot of time on that. But I would like to upgrade that. And I've been a Valvoline guy for a long time, and just, I don't know, it seemed to me I get better service or good service, I should say, out of Valvoline motor oil. So I'm putting in what it says, 0W20. And see, I'm from old school stuff. I'm used to the 1040s, 10W40s, and the 20W50s, and all that stuff. So you get into this new synthetic oil, it just don't seem right to be a 0W20, but that's what it calls for, and that's what I'm gonna put in it. I have thought about changing and putting like a 5W20 in it, but I'm afraid I might hurt it, and I don't want to do that. That's 5 quarts of oil, and I didn't spill a drop. It is one of the simpler ones I've had to change oil in over the years. With the oil filter being under the hood and all that, makes it pretty simple, but it's different, definitely different. But, yeah, let me know what weight oil do you use? What do you find gives you the best service? Do you get that rattle on cold starts? I'd be curious to see what everybody else is getting and dealing with, or what their Jeep does. But there it is. I hope you all enjoyed the video today. It's a little different. We're going, as we move forward, we'll get into more deeper dive, so to speak, into cars. Right now, I am just working on my channel. I'm getting it going, and there will be a few more videos where we're introducing vehicles, and that's where we're at right now. This is, I'm setting the stage, so to speak, of what we have and what we will be, what the channel's going to be about. You've been introduced to the Fury, and that's a recent purchase, and that one is something that I had been wanting a long time, was an old car. So finally got that. But this right here is my daily. This is what takes me to work every day. This is what we do everything on. This is our vacation ride. So whenever we go anywhere, it's on this one. We have more room. And like I said before, we have another Jeep. That is a 2-door, so it's less room. If you have a 2-door Jeep, you know what I'm talking about. Which it's only 2 of us, but we enjoy having both of them, and it's really nice to have one of each. A 2-door and a 4-door. And we get to you know, go off and enjoy those things, and the fun of riding around on a two-door. It makes it feel like it's old school. You know, it's back to my CJ7 days when I had those. It was, you know, it's small like that, and they're just a lot of fun. But anyway, as I was saying, this is I got a little bit off topic. Yeah, sorry, I kind of went down a rabbit hole. But as we're building the channel, I'm just introducing our vehicles, and I just want to hope you all are finding this interesting, and hope you all will sticking out with us. And as we'll get further into this, we'll get in the shop and we'll start working on things and building things, and hopefully we'll be down doing some welding and creating some cool looking stuff, and because I would really like to have a TJ, and I want a TJ V8 Powerwood and lifted, and so if we play our cards right, maybe we'll have one, and we can do that. And I don't know what V8 it'll have. It might hurt some of its feelings, but it might have an LS in it. But then again, it might have a Hemi. We just never know. We'll see how it goes. But thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and come on back to and be part of the Rusty Holler Garage. And we'll have fun as we're moving forward. Well, until the next time, we'll see you, and maybe the next time we'll introduce something new, or we might be working on the Fury. We just never know. But come on back to see us, and we'll be back in another week or so with another video. All right, y'all have a good day, have a good week, and we'll see you soon.